You, about time you come up here, on the third floor. Then up with you and Miss Weaver had got over there.
Well, you know, you know, I've been up here in a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they thought.
But it's going to be about hours.
Hey, what's your back? I come to the city clerk coming up on you. Sabrina, none of you.
Okay, go ahead. There's no panic on any of those. When you're doing a spreadsheet, you should have a. They're not. Okay. Like y'all being right back here.
You're not scared, are you? Shane said you're scared.
Oh, that's that I mean.
What's up, son? You got his son and the other ones together. I know.
I was right over.
Yeah. One initially, Joanne and you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's the help again. Because my son's he was my son is that's why
But it's not a public safety place. You don't have Yeah, I don't have them. It's not enforceable. Get them back. And I'll send it to you. They.
The side
That's what Michael said.
I don't know what he's saying. That's why everything is just video.
No, it ain't on you. It's
I
on
know
you.
he's saying. Yeah. She said she gonna carry it. One of these days.
No, I pray that she
She
don't.
said you call her the tradition.
I want to. I said that about Miss Kanye. I ain't say right.
It's your room today. Yes, sir.
That's a trick. You didn't have to be every hour got to be up here Nicholas playing and do it. You know, you're supposed to be at peace stage right now. I never see. I said, she was one playing up here. I said, no, you know how to get around this. I can't even well, the piece will be off tomorrow.
She gonna get subpoenaed. I'm calling her out when I go to the phone. Look, she kept on saying Tanya. I said, no, me. She said, no, Tanya. Wait till I get to the phone. I'm like, damn, it's just hard.
What up?
I need to call Tanya Burns.
I did. I said, when you was sitting right there, I said, how? I didn't say hi, Shotty. Shotty, did you go to the college meeting Tuesday? That's my homework.
What up, Shawty?
I wasn't able to make it, but I watched the whole meeting. Yeah, it's my community college there. So they so that president is gone, but they're still carrying out, they're still kind of like carrying out his wishes and things like that. people that are still on the other Republicans that are still on the board. Yeah, I'm
Cause Shawty watched us all the time, and he be going.
that attorney that they had. So they were at first send them a letter of resignation. So they're trying to make it seem like he's been disrespected, things like that. So they were trying to.
No, if Trevor, the meeting ain't over. I had to cut it off and restart it back up. I was just letting Trevor. They're intermission, but I started it back up. There go Judy back there lying to the media again. Yeah, no, Trevor, I had to split it up.
He decided to resign and then recuse himself.
You gotta wash him up.
I had to go get my ticket. They probably going, I guess they're going to open start either tomorrow or Friday. But I was like, but I was like, I'm changing y'all stuff.
I think I had a back in the studio.
It's like they snuck it in. What that little because I kept on saying, well, this little girl here is a sandwich.
Fast. Family, can we get them likes up, everybody? Winter just tried to sick all them people on me. She tried to sick Davina on me. She tried to sick Judy on me. Winter's back here causing all this bullshit. No, I done talked about all these people down to the news people.
Mickey snitching. Winters, Mickey snitching.
Stay out my business, man. Mayor. Stay out my business, Mayor.
Pay attention. Stay woke.
Stay out my business, Mayor. I got a block Mary up here. Mary up here on BS. I'm talking about you tomorrow, Mary. I'm talking about Mary ass tomorrow on the
Hey,
show.
Winters, I
Just
had
know
your
that.
back. He said he gonna talk about me tomorrow. You better have my back. All right.
That fool gonna be 30 minutes late, so
Oh,
I'm
he
gonna
said he
get
gonna do it before you get there.
No, I have walked.
Oh, damn, okay, I got it all. Yeah, no, he was doing this thing, yeah, he's telling the truth, but I got it all on John's, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Where you been? What? You been gone for a while. They did that on purpose. You said they was gonna be late.
Yeah, I told the truth.
But you was supposed to say that.
I gotta tell.
I
gotta tell the truth. No, I'm not gonna lie to my people. I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm not lying to nobody. I'm not lying to nobody. I'm not lying. It's summertime. Kids is out of school. I'm not lying.
Yeah. Okay, but you know, wait a minute,
I'm gonna tell the police you can get me.
tell them. She said it.
Tell your wife I said hi.
But you know
I
she
sure
ain't got
will.
swept up no motherfucking cow manure.
That's what the council means.
Shit. Well, first of all, where the fuck she get some cow manure from?
She said the neighbor said.
My husband, he's
Okay.
in trouble being on your side every morning.
No, that's my guy right
She
there.
got cow manure in the city.
That's my
Not even
guy.
that. When she coming?
That's my boy right there.
Whoever made that up, she should have said
That's my
dog
man,
shit.
100 grand.
Whoever wrote
Hey,
her
Winston.
statement for her should have wrote dog shit or chicken
You
shit.
ain't
Not
lying.
no damn cows.
A
Not no cows.
Ed and brought the farm up here.
She'd have said feel better by saying skunks or moles. She
Yeah.
said we got running around this motherfucker. Not no cows.
Hey family, I gotta come on here for y'all. We got cow shit gate now. We gonna find out who got cows in the third
Nobody.
ward that they taking, cause you know cows they can skunk a place up, but we got cow dump gate.
And what the cow do? Walk in her yard
So
and
tune
take a shit?
in tomorrow on the bump. We gonna find out the
So
egg
this why they dump
cows.
it there. What happened?
We gonna find out the egg cows get dropped off in Flint.
Had that deer on the north side last summer.
A
Maybe they
deer
had a
drop
big
little
cow.
turds. They drop, cows drop big cooks and shit. They
Right. You need a shovel to get cows.
Yes, you do. Yes, that is correct.
I went to Mount Farm
But
back in the
Adele
day.
ride around with a shop vac, so maybe she ride around.
No,
with a
Shopback
cow
ain't gonna
shovel.
get that up. I can tell you that.
Maybe she got a cow shovel.
Maybe
what
she
I
played
will
at the
do-
cow sheep that the girl got up.
Maybe,
I know where it came from.
the Black Rodeo.
No, he got cows.
Ed.
He got a whole bunch of cows.
Ed said blame Ed. Ed cows and got loose in the city of Flint in the third ward allegedly.
He said blame Ed.
I think Ed cows and got loose and they went over there in that third ward.
And shit.
And they did the number 2, and that woman LaShawn had to go over there and get that together. We blaming Ed. Ed, get them cows back to where you at.
What them cows
We
said.
don't want them cows in Flint no more. It's Cowgate. Who didn't let cows? Well, Ed said he was gonna bring the farm back to the little ghetto kids in
Just
Flint.
talking to him about the cows. Look, he like what? Hey, he don't even believe that shit. He don't even believe that shit. He laughing about that shit. She should have came up with something else other than cow shit. Huh?
It is. It's about 40 minutes.
I'm waiting on the report from Winch's. Wichita, she's still talking to him. Cause we trying to find out. She's trying to find out about the cow shit. Don't somebody just give it to the head. Blame it on the head. It ain't no cow.
You know, Ed's bringing his farm up here. So he might have left a couple cows in the third ward.
Wasn't one loose in your backyard? A cow. She's talking about she came in the third ward to clean up cow shit. Exactly. Cow. Exactly. That's what we trying to find out. What them cows at. She didn't look like she cleaned herself up.
I'll be there.
What's her name? Who is it? Oh, yours? You got a cook? Oh, I thought this was so you said London graduated what grade? 8th grade? 8th grade. And y'all giving her a card?
No, she said she's having a gathering
At your house?
at my house. They didn't tell me. She said
You
she's
cooking
having
though? I bet you that.
I'll be there. What time I need to be there? What time I need to be there?
hamburgers and
No, I said what time. No, I'm coming for the sweets. What time I need to be there?
Ain't gonna be no speech.
Mary, if you don't stay out these grown folks' business,
I don't know what time. I gotta
I'm gonna
find
be flipping tables over
But
there.
hey, that ain't be the first. Ain't gonna be no speech.
You gonna put
You gonna punishment.
mess up.
What kind of sweets you want?
Cake. Whatever she wants.
Oh, any kind of.
As long as it ain't a shit cake.
Time is now 7:48, right now
So
calling
you gotta make that. You want cake. Yeah, cake, baby. But what's the, we waiting on the news from the cows, about the cows. I saw him cracking up when he said that.
I had to go get it for clarity.
What did he say?
Ed said those was not
Not
his cows.
okay.
Because his cows would have gotten 8. But that's a good point. Maybe a cow running through the hood. We would have cut it off.
Yeah.
No, I ain't
It wouldn't have been no cow shit. I wouldn't have cut it up. I'd have ate some when y'all cut it up.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, you
Hamburger. We eat that.
We have members present.
beef ribs.
It ain't gonna be no cow manure. It's gonna be
The remains of the part we can't eat.
Yeah, let that with them in the car.
yes, it his cow. Because if his cow came over there, we would have ate.
Got it.
I did not mark the information. Go ahead, Mrs. Chair.
I won't turn your
some clarity for the benefit of both my colleagues who didn't have the benefit of the conversation that we had during the recess, as well as the community. Looking at the slide that updated information, the district court that says that $700,000 comes by way of a canceled contract to move forward.
We had a contract with the district court to provide roughly, I think, $1.1 million that we provided for the last 10 years. That contract expires this year. We have one more payment to make on the contract. And when we prepared the budget, we didn't know if we were going to renew the contract or the city of Flint would just be like all the other cities in Trash County and we pay nothing. We decided that we'd pay nothing and we benefit by the $700,000. That's our money now.
Okay, so the contract not being renewed. The grants, that money comes by way of 2 approvals and letters that we have received.
We have received 2 letters.
Okay.
One we just received today.
The revised income tax is money that has already been collected and
It's been collected, it's in the bank.
and is already reflected on the budget that we're looking at tonight.
That's correct.
Okay. The additional income tax of $500 is projected.
That's projected, it's based on, the numbers from the Department of Treasury, the state of Michigan. They know who lives in the state, who lives in the city of Flint is paying the state of Michigan income tax, but are not paying the city of Flint its share of income tax. And the state will actually be sending letters to people that have not been paying their city income tax.
Okay. And the capital, the last 2 are proposed.
They're they are proposed, they're not something that the administration is recommending, but if you want to make cuts, those would be the items that would be cut.
Okay, so let's talk about the capital. If I understand correctly, that references back to a document we received, I believe it was late last week, where there was a $500,000 expenditure reduction for police, $400,000 for fire, and $33,000 for city council. Is that right? Now, can you share again what that looks like? Where
For the police and fire, it'd be for the training center. That's something that the city administration is strongly recommended, we'd like to see that. The $33,000 for the city council, I don't have any detail for that. The city council budget has typically had, I don't know, $25,000, $30,000 a year for capital items. You don't often spend it. And, if there's something that the city council needs, that's where it comes from.
Okay, so did we have funding that came in for that site?
It was something that was appropriated last year, and I'm pretty sure, I don't think we spent any in the last couple of years. It's not very much.
And the $895,000.
That'd be for 8 positions.
So that's 8 positions that we are eliminating?
There are 8 positions that we're actually recommending that we keep, but there are 8 positions that are vacant that if you needed to make additional cuts, that's what we recommend. But we do think all 8 positions are important and are vital for the organization.
Right. So, I appreciate that. The suggestions and recommendations as to where we may be able to find some savings. And for me, also to keep that in the back of my mind to know that if there aren't savings otherwise that, or areas otherwise that we see in the line item budget, maybe we come back to these, that were proposed for us. I yield, Madam Clerk.
Could I go back to answer a question that Tanya asked earlier, when she was asking about the pension? If we have received the pension grants, we will be paying $50 million a year for the pension. But because of those grants, we're at $20 million. And I think that may be what you were thinking about when you asked the question.
Go ahead. Okay, so can you put on your force what they are, because we have had, and it went back to, we were supposed to do, before we got the infusion of the 170 million, the 2 million, the 10 million, that we were projected to pay 40 billion over 10 years. I believe that's what it was in our budget. If you could just put that, prepare, you recall the shorts of like where our pension will be, our responsibilities, we have them in writing as opposed to the verbal.
Yeah, I believe I have a verse that would answer that.
I'm sorry.
I believe I have an email from MERS that would address the question.
Okay, if you could please share that along with us, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other person have any questions? Go ahead, Mr. Franklin.
Mr. Moore, we appropriated ARPA December of 2020, correct? The remaining two.
Yes, sir.
So that would have been fiscal year 24, correct?
Right.
So it seemed to me that when did we actually get that account?
I didn't hear your question.
When did that should have hit the accounts in fiscal year 24, right?
It did. And right now, we've started getting the funds so that we can keep track of it separately from the others, but from the county role, from following GASB rules, it's actually just part of the general fund.
So I'm looking at the ending fund balance on your budget report that you sent us. Do you have that fund balance? I'm just wondering how, with that appropriation that we did in 24, we ended with a fund balance of 52.5 billion, and then this current fiscal year, you're saying the fund balance is going to be 12 billion. And then we go back up to 46 million the following year.
The assumption was that we were going to spend all our ARPA dollars. You're for the budget, right?
Oh, no, because the budget thing that you gave us is showing a $29 billion fund balance. And then what you just gave us today, now all of a sudden went from 29 to 46. Wow. So I'm trying to figure out how we jump 700,000. If you want to come forward, I'll show you real quick so you can speak to it.
That one report comes from our accounting system, and their fund balance calculation that they have is not right.
So the ending fund balance on the report that you gave us today is inaccurate. We should go by what you're presented in the 29 million fund balance?
Yes.
So the end of the 101 fund on our report that we got today, it's showing the fund balance for the requested budget for the one that we're trying to adopt shows the ending fund balance of 46 billion. That budget, Mr. Morris saying that.
It's not, it's taking over from the budget, it's not taking where we actually are today. And that's what you really need to look at, because otherwise you're going to be way off.
So, that the year that we're trying to look at now says 46. The current year that we're in, it says 12, that's also accurate. You see what I'm talking about?
Ding, 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 time up.
Is there anyone else?
She's smiling. He done called her. She's smiling. She's smiling. That's like she put her hand on her mouth.
Please be quiet. In the back. Everywhere. Thank you. This is important so that we can hear it.
Mr. Moore, so on Monday, we received a budget report, significant calculations as of June 30th, 2025. This right here.
Okay.
And then today, we received this, the same thing, but it's bigger, added more stuff to it. Can you please explain that?
At the last meeting, Mr. Pfeiffer came back and said this, the first one had just the general fund, and you want to have all the funds. So, I provided with his request, I gave him all the funds. And we want to make sure that it also tied back to budget book, which is what it does.
So this bigger package is all.
All funds.
What's the request?
So it's not exactly correct, because this goes back to showing the $4.3 million. So when we got Monday was the 13 months. This, correct me if I'm wrong, this goes back to our budget book that I presented.
Correct.
That's correct.
This one here, the bigger. So, okay. So which one we look at? We're looking at the picture. Roll this one out, because this is wrong. Okay. That's it for me right now. I'm just trying to understand.
Is there anyone else? Through the chair. Yes.
Mr. Moore, can you just tell council which of the reports they should be looking at and what is the projected amount that you're proposing being taken from the general fund?
Ain't that
Yes.
something?
One that, the paper one is one that, I think the council should be using. That, ties back to the budget book. The second question was.
What is the shortfall that council should be?
There's a $4.2 million shortfall. And
Fire,
He don't care, he said he just collected a paycheck, he don't give a fuck.
So what happens
they,
And he's getting that money, he getting both.
This is income.
Instead of money in the budget, they're going to bring resolutions for us to extend those dates for the current fiscal year. That is my understanding. Correct statement?
that's correct.
So in the second resolution that you got enacted, that matches the budget. So we're going to drop the first resolution that had been
So we have a $4.2 million deficit. Right?
I wouldn't use the word deficit, we have,
What is it for in your terms? Oh, 4.2 million.
the thing is, you need to bear in mind,
So it's not deficit.
it's not a deficit, we have a fund balance, and we're going to be adding to the fund balance this year, and, I believe that we're going to be adding to the fund balance next year.
Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? So just to clarify, is that to be conservative.
Right.
So all of our budgeting is on the conservative side. We try to over budget for expenditures and under budget for revenues. That is typical accounting practice, and in auditing, that is what you learn to do.
That's
Is
right.
you want everything to be conservative. So, for 2025, because we have conservatively budgeted, we're going to gain fund balance as of the end of May. Instead of having spent 83% of our budget, we've spent 55 or 53% of our general fund expenditures, what we budgeted for. And yet we've received 77% of our income.
Yes.
So that's the end of our time. I'll make a motion to extend this time for 10 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Another 10 minutes. Mr. Biker supported the motion. This is the vote.
Mr. Rowley? Dr. Lewis?
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Shedd? Yes. Mr. Dare?
Yes.
Vote is 8 yes, there are no, so I'm going to continue my time. So that takes care of 2025, but we're going to gain fund balance because we didn't expend we're not going to spend all of what we budgeted for. And a lot of it is in salary and wages, and pension's going to be about the same as those people who are retired. But it's the benefits and the contributions for the current employees. So in 2026, because of our change in the way we're going to be doing income tax, and I want to tell all those people out there in TurboTax land, TurboTax has never allowed you to file an income tax. You have to mail it in. So those people tend not to mail those tax returns in. My clients who have worked outside of the city and lived inside the city never filed their city income taxes, and my program allowed me to file Clinton's taxes. I don't give them an option, I file it. So in the state ran a test on 2022 data, and they figured that we would have collected $2.2 million more in our income tax. And they're going to now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Moore, they're going to do the same thing for tax year 2023 and 2024.
That's correct.
And are they going to be sending residents bills for those months?
Yes,
And that's next week.
they're starting for the 2022 bill going out, starting next Monday.
So the additional, what was it in this presentation, $500,000. Is that going to come from those monies? Or is that because we are collecting currently, our extra, we're going to be collecting more income tax than what we budgeted?
We'll be collecting more tax versus people that have filed for reasons. One, they almost went for the past. And second, they'll be receiving a W-9, they will be having the polling currently for the 25 in 26.
So also, we know that there are employers inside the city who are not withholding income tax, those people who live in or out.
Right.
So that's going to increase, and we're only adding to this budget, and we anticipate that'll be a lot more than $500,000.
I believe it.
I think we're going to look more towards closer to the genuine 1.5 million. We talked about that in our meeting yesterday. But conservatively, as accountants, we are, Mr. Moore just came up $500,000 extra. So, that's where that comes in. And so I just wanted to make sure that people understand that some of these things, we didn't know that $2.2 million for 2022 until the middle of March. Well, after this budget book came out, we didn't have a clue that it was that much money. And, so I want the city to be successful, and I want our residents to have the services that we need to operate. I want to have police and fire. I want to have people to take their payments. I want people who, for those people who haven't paid their water bill, we need people to go out and turn off their water. Even though people think that water is going right, the city has to pay for that one way or the other. And so I hope I cleared up some of the questions that may have still been heard on this form and on how accountants budget. So that, and ARPA we will have new resolutions for the ARPA money that has not been spent. That needs to be spent, remember, all ARPA money has to be spent by 2026, December 31st.
We don't want to spend it on y'all.
So, all of it has to be on and turn it back in.
Turn it back in.
Where's your request?
We've already allocated to the general fund, so that's already allocated to both states.
All right, thank you. Liar, pants on fire.
Excuse me, I can't see who's talking, but whoever it is,
Good.
please allow Mr. Moore to answer. Go ahead.
There are two parts to the ARPA there. ARPA dollars that we allocated when it was ARPA, that has to be spent by December 26th. The $40 million in the general fund is general fund dollars, and from the federal perspective, that's what's spent.
Yes. And I was talking about the allocation amount. Because the money that, how much have we been billed by the landlady? Do you know off the top of your head? It wasn't much. It wasn't much, so, and I know it was well below the 60 million that we allocated, and that all has to be spent by next December, and land bank is fully there. All right, does anybody have any other questions before we close out this time? Okay, I'm closing out our special order, and now I'm going to go to the consent agenda. And there's a complete separation of the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion. Yes. Motion to postpone 250160 adoption of fiscal year 2026 city budget with the ARPA money into it. Is motion made by the councilman Acorn, so supported by the councilwoman in the 7th ward. This is the vote to postpone indefinitely 250160.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley? Yes.
Yes. Ms. Burns? Jeff?
Yes.
Pfeiffer? Jared?
Yes.
The vote is 8 yes, 0 no, that it is gone. Our next resolution is 250196. I'll entertain a motion, and this is the adoption of the master budget resolution fiscal year 2026 city and group budget. Yes. There's a motion on the floor from Councilwoman in the 7th ward to approve the 250196. Is there support? Support. It's been supported by the councilman in the 1st ward. Discussion.
Clarify how clarify how we want to do our ground versus
I can clarify because I was and it was to start with, 4 rounds of 5 minutes each, and that was just the start. That's separate from the normal, whatever you need to do, it's beyond.
So you're saying, if it was on the agenda, it would have been a total of 6 rounds of 5 minutes? And 2 normal?
Yes.
So I guess we need a motion to make that. What's your request?
When does the 4 rounds start? Like we go through our first 2 rounds and then that, or how? You go through 2 rounds of discussion and then go through the 4 rounds?
Or you can make, you can amend it, if you want to make that motion, that's fine.
I'm just trying to make sure that there's no confusion, so.
So I think the
We
motion.
really don't want to make amendments during our first 4 rounds, because our first 2 rounds.
Unless you want to add anything. We can always add more amendments.
Madam Chair.
What?
So, what Councilman Frank was trying to ascertain is when he should try to make amendments. We can make amendments at any point in time. So it doesn't matter if you do it in the original round or if you do it once the 4 rounds kick in. Because the only thing that's gonna happen here is we do our normal discussion of the 5 minutes and then the 3 minutes. And then after that, those 2 rounds are up, we go straight into this, 4 rounds of 5
And
minutes.
every time you make an amendment, you have to.
Yeah, but you can make an amendment at any time.
I want to use my confidence or whatever else to ask questions.
Right. You can use all 2 rounds however you like. So if you want to use your 2 rounds to ask questions in your last quarter, maybe you can do that. Or if you want to do a maybe question, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor to add 4 rounds of 5 minutes each. Is there support? There's a motion by Councilwoman in the 7th Ward to add 4 rounds of 5 minutes each in addition to regular budget.
Support.
And it's supported by the Councilwoman in a second.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Garland?
Yes.
Ms. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers? Jared? Mr. Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 8 yes, 0 no. Okay, is there any discussion in the first round? Go ahead, Mr. White.
Mr. Moore,
RL. Yeah, pause this time, please. We'll set a time back to 5 minutes because we're waiting for Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore.
Again. Just get you a chair and sit up there.
Mr. Moore, what we discussed, when you were up here during our break, can you tell me what the additional 11, these are the same questions I asked during the mayor's budget. What are the new 11 positions in the mayor's office?
It take him too long.
Yes, it can. There's a administrative office coordinator without the general fund, a chief strategic officer comes out of the general fund and a grant. Communications manager, which is out of ARPA. Community center liaison, one or two of those. Well, not all the positions are coming out of the general fund, some of them are coming out of grants. But the position, that's the list of the positions that have.
Tell you the same thing that we said, grants is not part of our budget.
Right, but they are part of the headcount. Look at the list of the positions. That's all the people that work for the city, including those that are grant funded.
I don't know either.
But why are the grant positions part of the budget? We are not looking at grant dollars, we're not having information on the grant dollars.
We have people that are funded for local venues, some are like, one position funded by general fund and block grant, maybe someone else might also has some ARPA dollars that. There's a combination, maybe a combination there. Okay, so all the positions in the headcount.
So can you name me off 11 positions that the mayor wants to hire?
Nope. Many of these are already on board. A lot of these are being funded.
These are already on board. The fiscal year 25, you're only gonna have 18. So how is he over 18 now?
25, you're looking at the numbers that were as the time when the budget was presented. Since then, there are a number of grants that have been received, or ARPA resolutions that have been passed, that authorize the hiring of some people.
So, what is the current headcount in the mayor's office?
I want to say it's 27, but I could be off. I think there are a couple days.
What's your request, Ms. Burns?
My request is, I would like to copy and not off the top of your head. We did this before. And this is what we're asking for again. We could get a copy of it, along with what is their position and their salary. And also, if you're split between different grants, how their compensation is paid.
Mr. Moore, can you tell me what the additional $65,000 in the mayor's office for professional services report?
Not off the top of my head.
Man, I wish I had a photo.
Request for information. And we can get this in writing, so that way it won't happen. Please.
Mr. Moore, I'm just going to be honest with you, like, you can't, there's nobody here to answer these questions. Because all of these questions that I had during the mayor's budget proposal, and you said we were going back to it, and you never got any information. So I'm not mad at you because you weren't the only one there, but, who is currently paid under professional services in the mayor's office? Do you know that?
I get a report for that for you.
I'm going to yield my last 1 minute.
Request for information.
What's your request?
To Madam Chair, to the Speaker, can you clarify, Mr. Pike, I'm sorry. Can you clarify exactly what information he's going to be getting back to us on?
Yes, wonderful. So, what?
Can you have him here?
Yeah. So far, what we've been asking in this round is the mayor's office, how they're funded. We need each of a name and title, and then how they're funded, whether it's general fund or grants. That is currently in the mayor's office. And then the same for the professional services line. Who was paid under the professional services? And then what is the additional professional service requested? Approximately 65,000 in those offices.
Any other discussions from Madam Chair? Go ahead, Mr. Moore. So I determined my colleagues, so we get the number of people, each person, their job description, so if they're, not overlapping. I know we wanted 500,000 out of capital expenditure from the police, 400,000 from the fire, and 33,000 for city council. But if we could get a number of people, names, position, title, your salary, and do they get fringe benefits, because that's in addition. And if your salaries are paid across different grants, because sometimes they are. I know they may take 2 or 3 grants or whatever, and they pull. Want to know which grant, the name of the grant, and the amount of the grant that is coming from. Please. And I think that would clear up, that would be clear. And through you, Madam Chair, to the city clerk. City clerk, the 33,000 proposed, is this something that you need? That's a very small amount that you utilize. Do you need that 33,000? Because I don't think we had any cuts to the mayor's office, but they chopped it with 33,000.
Correct. That, it was asked what I would use it for, and we would use it to finish the section of the council office where the staff is currently located to create individual office spaces.
So it's the upgrade to where they are in a hall, they're technically in a hallway. Yes, they're technically in a hallway. And so I'm not taking that 33,000 off because that's very little. And I'm not doing that. And we have started the process of the 500,000 and the 400,000 for the police fire safety. We vacated streets. We did a lot of different things for that, and just to abandon that project is this temporary abandonment.
We're very supportive of the project.
I didn't understand anything you said.
We're very supportive of the capital project.
Okay, you gave a total of 900,000 for police and fire.
Right.
But I mean, we're going to need that. I mean, that project is where our officers will not go to Shiawassee County to get certified to shoot. And we'll stay at our facility for police and fire, where they can stay within the city, which means they'll be on call if they have to go get certified. And it will also bring in revenue. So I don't think these were the best cuts. I do not. Because how do we start a project that will just say, hey, we're going to stop it? And one thing we got right now, a whole lot of fires and gun shooting every night. Every night. And I don't know if you live in Flint, but I do. And I hear it every night. So also, 700,000, you said with the courts. What were we doing in the courts with the 10-year contract? What was that contract for 700,000?
Chair. May I answer?
Yes.
Okay, so that was a memorandum of understanding that came through the emergency manager, where the city had to pay $1 million for helping with the cost of the district courts being merged. So that was a 10-year agreement. It expires in September of this year, which we will no longer have to pay the full amount of $1 million for the old one last payment. So that's where that came from.
Okay, so what's the one last payment? Estimate $1,000?
I looked 300,000 for the last payment. It'd probably be a little bit less than that, but there may be some other costs that I'm not anticipating.
So you're estimating to be around 300,000 or less, and it's already in our budget.
Correct.
Okay. If you can please get those, what I requested, number of people, position, title, salary, job description, fringe benefits, and what grade, where are they being paid from? Just send us a personal service contract. I like reading. Thank you.
If you're gonna use that, you must go in the back. If you wanna use your handheld, you must go in the back. It's being handheld, it's a method to, we've discussed this, we've gone through this, you must go in the back. Or you must leave. What's your point?
My point is, Madam Chair, he's not moving.
I know.
He's been warned several times. And according to his Facebook video, he's trying to get a lawsuit with the
This
city.
is not his first time here.
No.
During the meeting. And this was a resolution passed by council, so you must follow our rules. Please go to the back.
That was a resolution passed by rule, statute.
I'm not gonna argue with you, I'm telling you what we have passed in this body. I'm not gonna argue with you. You must go into the back.
Point of order. Respectfully, Madam Chair.
This is his first.
It is not, and he's wasting our time.
Well, keep it moving then.
We are with the rule.
Not making noise.
We stand on the same rules weekly, and he's beholden to the same rules weekly. And so he just needs to, if he's not going to adhere to the council rule that this body voted on, because you see all those cameras back there? I bet they want to sit on front.
What's your point? We're in the middle. What's your point?
Freedom of the press.
What's your point?
Is this we're saying that the council rule?
No, it's a resolution that is passed.
But it's a rule.
It's not a rule. The resolution passes resolution.
In the resolution, it says to adopt the rule. This is against the charter, section 1-801.
That part.
So, Madam City Attorney, is that resolution a properly adopted?
No.
Let me review the resolution. Because it also refers to the Open Meetings Act, which is a state statute that says that council has to come up with your own rules and procedures.
All rulings have a hearing in first section 1-801.
Right, that is correct, but let me see what exactly the resolution says that council passed in relation to what the court rules say. So, let me look at that.
ready to quit, so what was your request?
Just finish off the term, because that's just a lie, you know, and this, the purpose is.
Only because I respect myself.
Point of order.
Any other discussion on the first round?
They trying to pick up
Yes,
so they can go home.
Mr. Chair, something.
Well, because he can't answer no questions, so they have to start shit.
They ready to go home.
Let's start something again. It's something that I try to understand how money is moving and how it got here. For example, under administration, Department 173, which is on the bottom of the second flip, it shows wages for the 24-25 amended budget at $524,000. And then it shows salaries and expenses in that same year of $160,000. So sort of adding the two, you have about $680,000 in wages under the administration. And it's being proposed to drop that down to 227. Are we losing FTE? Are we moving FTE? How does that work?
Probably a little bit of all of the above. As Harper's winding down, we're going to be spending fewer dollars administrating and doing the reporting for our.
Okay, so is that in that same category? We have professional services that have either washed or been zero, it seems, that's going up to $848,000. What does that represent?
What's the paper?
This is on the middle of the page, sort of on the second flip. So, general ledger, 101-173.000-801.000 professional services. Yeah, our administration. Are you there? Are you following? Because like I said, I'm trying to follow how the money is moving.
I believe at this point that's unspent ARPA dollars.
I believe.
That are being budgeted.
It's ARPA dollars that has not been spent for administration. We'll have to find out for that.
So professional services are ARPA dollars that have not been spent.
We hired Ernst & Young to help us with.
Request for information.
What's your request?
Councilman of the Ninth Ward, is the speaker talking about professional services from Ernst & Young?
That's not trying to understand.
I think most of that was planned for Ernst & Young. I don't think we're going to spend that much next year. But that, I think the amount down that we still have on the contract.
So, I mean, I wasn't here when we went into contract with Ernst & Young. They are yet active and we still owe them at that level?
We don't owe them. We pay them on an hourly basis. There's a dollar amount attached to the contract, and we're likely not going to spend the entire amount of the contract.
Okay, so, as it relates to professional services, in a category like ARPA, if we don't extend it for Ernst & Young's, what other types of services can that money be appropriated to? I mean, is that just?
No, we've allocated for other purposes. I'm not the one to ask that question, but we can get the answer for that, that's it.
Who would be the one to ask that
That's
question?
the first, people would be Ernst and Young, they're the ones that advise us on.
I'm sorry.
Ernst and Young would be the best people to ask that question.
Okay.
I can contact Carl about that.
Okay, under, so let's look at, Department 253.200. Oh, okay.
Okay. Any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round?
That man at the podium,
Any other discussion in the first round?
He's trying to
Go
start
ahead.
with the mayor.
Michelle.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. I'm just looking at council. Get back to the page. I noticed that for Ward 4 and Ward 6, that there seems to be, for year-to-date activity missing from them. Why is that?
Point of information. Oh, I guess I don't have to. That's the ARPA. Is that what it is, the board priorities?
Yes.
There was no board priority money spent for the fourth ward until, May. That answers that question.
It is, for the fourth ward, it's 101.204. Again, it's 1.0. It's on the back of the first page.
I am going to say that I'm trying to get Arnold to spend some of that money.
Right. I'm sorry.
What's your request?
And then it says for some people, it says that there's one not training, somebody's spending 29, see that?
I think because it's unspent, that it's still sitting out there, and that it's expected that, because we're talking about just
But if you're saying this is for ARPA,
2020, but it's been, that's how they're tracking it, is by this Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3.
but I get what you're saying, but that's not accurate, it's the third board difference for the ARPA money. Exactly, so I'm not understanding.
So I guess the expenses are, do you know where the expenses are for those? Or is that a question for Shay?
Take the answer, but most of them have not been actually spent yet.
Okay, I know mine hasn't. And has the money, do you know if the money has?
So, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. So when you say it hasn't been spent yet, are you saying we've allocated it, but the people have not received their funds? Or are you saying that they have not turned in the invoice for those funds?
All I know is that we haven't written the check yet.
Request for information.
What's your request?
The speaker know, in my board, there are issues, they have to reduce some of the funds into the categories. So they're allocated, but they have not been issued, they're in good amount of $30,000.
That's correct.
Has been allocated
Right.
to these.
When I talk about reappropriate ARPA, that's the type of thing that I'm talking about. Because we're assuming that people want to spend those dollars.
So is there any way, Mr. Moore, that we can get, some sort of tracking sheet of, our priorities, the money that we've allocated, how many invoices have actually been,
Yes.
submitted? Because it is important that we keep track of the work that's happening, and this is slightly confusing. I think I'm understanding what's happening here. Because even then, though, I mean, I guess it's based on how those invoices are submitted, is what I'm understanding this correctly. All right, there you go.
Okay, anyone else in the first ward? Okay, in the first ward. Anyone else in the first round? Anyone else in the first round? Seeing none, anybody in the second round? Go ahead, Mr.
So, Mr. Moore, on this ARPA funds, so if we look to the 24-25 activity, that's what you allocated? Or that's what you spent?
For the year-to-date column will be what we've spent.
Year-to-date, that's, so in my work particular, we allocated 30,000. Are you saying that they've only been paying 6,000?
Yes.
Okay, so wouldn't the requested budget for 25-26 be the delta from 30,000 to 6, so wouldn't that be 24,000? And then why is it the full amount?
That's likely to be a timing issue. That's likely to be a timing issue. We had prepared our estimate before some of the checks were written. The checks were, what is we said after, well, obviously had to adjust that downward.
So how is Ward 6? They don't look like they spent anything, but we're not allocating anything in the budget for to be spent in the upcoming year. Why is the requested budget for 25 and 26 blank for Ward 6? Shouldn't those be 30,000 each if we have?
I'd have to check to see how they spent it.
Well, what do you mean? It doesn't say that you allocated any money, or you haven't wrote them a check yet according to your activity plan.
The budget wasn't actually prepared by the finance department. That was prepared by.
But the year-to-date activity is your bookkeeping, right? So Ward 3, we haven't spent, you haven't wrote them a check for the Ward 3 priorities yet?
That's correct.
Or Ward 4, you ever wrote your check at all?
Ward 4 went to the Blake Department and we just started spending it last month. So they wouldn't have had any expenditures. At the time of this budget created, there was no expenditures.
But this year-to-date activity should be updated, is my point.
It's not going to be.
That's one of the checks were written. So if we just proceed to check, if they now if they entered into the system, yes.
So can you figure out why, and there should be Ward 9 hasn't spent anything, so where's Ward 9's not here, so where's the allocation for his ward priorities to carry over?
Madam Chair. Mr. Moore.
Just pull away. Right over there.
Go ahead and pause your time.
Go ahead.
Okay, we can pause, we need to figure it out.
I just want to make a note of what's in the question.
You just want to make it. Go ahead.
Okay, so what happened to Ward 9's money?
I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to Taylor.
Okay, I do
Point
know
of
that.
information, Ward 9 number was allocated. No.
what was done for Nine's money?
I'd have to check to see why, man, there's not, I don't know when we start allocating the different parts.
Because he wanted speed bumps.
It's possible that, if we allocate it in 24, then it may have already been spent. Well, I'd have to double check.
Okay, well, let's find out. He did not spend it because he wanted speed bumps. And an issue arose that he couldn't put down speed bumps because they were not going to go back down in the same place, and the signs didn't go back down. And that's why they didn't allow him to put them down.
If it was for speed humps, it may not be in the general fund.
Okay, but he wasn't allowed to use that. So now we're saying, where is, I know where mine is at. I know where my projects are at, because I make sure I keep on top of that. But if you could let us know where, because it deserves to have something spent too.
Well, let me see what they, if it may not be in the general fund, depending on what the request is.
So is it, what's slowing it down from getting these monies to these organizations?
That's not something, I assume it would be the city council or.
No,
okay. I'll have to talk to the staff member that helped with the approval.
Yeah, so, because she got all these answers over here talking, you know, and it is Nick, and then Nick was working with them when Emily, resigned. So we need to figure out where 30,000 is at for Ward 9 and what's slowing, because we have to have the money spent. We need to know what's slowing down so we can get those money to those organizations. Yeah, but they are not staying on mine. Mine was laid out there as flat. And so, I stayed on mine. So, the people keep quitting. So,
Any other discussion in the second round? Any other discussion in the second round? Go ahead, Mr. Farrar.
All right, thank you. Mr. Moore, I'm happy. So looking at Department 253.200, customer service, treasury operations, there is some increase in the wages there. And again, I'm understanding that we're adding together the wages and salary employees to get to the 1.189 million. Can you share with me what is being anticipated that's going to happen in 25, 26, where we need that increase?
I don't believe there is any additional, I have to see where it's been the allocation.
Because the thing also that's, in looking at this, the following year, it's reduced again. So that's what I'm trying to understand, what's happening in 25, 26, where we're asking for more money, but then in the following year, we're gonna reduce it back down.
Looks like it's part of
So
what
again, I'm looking at line item 101-253.200-702.0. So again, I'm trying to understand why almost a 20% increase in 1 year for the next year to decrease it by that same amount. And then what are the anticipated professional services, where we're increasing from $750,000 to $1 million. So that's the third line from the bottom on that page. Because that's, if we're looking again at how and why, how we might be able to get some of that $4 million down, this is almost a tenth of that $4 million. So that's what I'm trying to understand. Why I'm trying to understand what is going to be going on in 25, 26. That's going to be different.
I think part of that might be that we may have two service charges for the income tax initially. We'll have the existing contractor, and we'll also have the state of Michigan. I think that may have something to do with the moving to the state of Michigan for the collection of the income tax. There'll be a period of time when we have the private contractor and we'll have the state of Michigan.
Any other discussion in the second round? Go ahead. Madam Chair.
I think what you're looking at, you have to add the line below that. You have to add two numbers together there. There's line that you mentioned plus the line below that, 88.5.
What we did, Mr. Moore and I talked about this last year before last, when we first started, is all the account numbers that we have, and so we combine the account numbers. So the exempt salary employee underneath wages, you notice that it eliminates in the 2025 original budget, it's added into, so it's been amended and it's going away. That line item is rolled up into the wages. So lines 101, 191, 100, 702.020 is now rolled up into 010. And that's why, in some other cases, you'll see that too. Is that eliminating account numbers? Because there was thousands and thousands and thousands.
Trying to simplify the chart of accounts, makes it easier for you to do.
In this case. Any other discussion in the second round? Okay. Any discussion in the third round? This is a 5-minute round. Yep. The discussion is 5 minutes for each of the additional 4 rounds. Yep. Any discussion? There's more. Go ahead. The golf courses.
What's your question?
The financials, the contract, are they making money? I mean, this is like we said, $75,000 threshold. We are paying them, the city is paying the golf courses. And we've had bidders, and we're not taking any of the bidders who could pay the city. Instead, it's falling underneath for the second year in a row, Curtis Lake, Swartz Creek, and Swartz Creek has Geno's Bar and Grills with their liquor license. And I asked you for the financials.
I believe those were sent to the council.
The email? What is the process that we keep taking this? We're paying $72,000, you're breaking even, and we don't approve their contract. Why are we giving this? That this is ridiculous. Mr. Everson stepped up and go in.
Yes, just for clarification's sake, the 72,000 was for investment. That is not a payment to the vendor. That is money that they have to invest in the golf course, the golf process, whatever.
What's your request?
This year's contract for last year's contract.
Right. She was at, I don't
I
know which one she's asking. I thought she was asking about the last one that was in the plan.
You stepped up to the golf courses.
Yeah.
So, we don't
He was
get it.
correct.
Yeah, so they have cannabis events. How can you tell, I'm going to make one vendor make 20,000. So how are they not ever making a profit? That is not even realistic. And so we keep getting this, and you have bidders who have bid, one gentleman bid $1 million, which is $100,000 for 10 years. He was declined. You had another company, I think they won the bid twice at $45,000. You didn't have to pay the capital improvements they were going to, and we keep getting stuck with this. The city gets zero from this. Zero. And it's underneath the table because it does not come to the city. Not once, but twice. And they were getting, what was it, for 10 years, they were getting $15,000 for 2 of the golf courses. And every week, we asked about it. No, months. Our months. And we don't get the why are we not taking the bidders?
Are you talking, I'm sorry, but when you talk about the previous agreements, are you talking about the emergency manager? Those
No, I mean, that's that. I took it all the way back so people have a clear understanding, because I have a very clear. So why are we not taking people who are, when we would receive money, as opposed to whether it goes to the building or not? And we took the other companies, they were going to pay, as a matter of fact, they were going to pay taxes on the buildings, on the property. Now, I believe that our city assessor said, because they are a for-profit business, that they should be paying taxes on that property. Why are they not doing that? I mean, that just doesn't, I mean, people like to golf. They just, I didn't decide to do business, and I got a big club. But when people are out to do business out there, and so we keep getting a company that we're not taking anything, but we're now we're paying $72,000, and we're going to pay for improvements to the project that the city owns. He's not a nonprofit; he is a for-profit business. It just looks terrible for this community. And the bidders, they email us, they talk to us. Then why can't we Davies golf? The other gentleman who had the other one, and it's not making sense. It's something about that golf course. It doesn't look right. Why is this not coming to council with the bidders? We never get it. It's never brought before us.
I think that, well, to the best of my knowledge, the issue was that the fact that residents in and around that area do not want to see a gap in terms of that particular, those particular courses being closed or being suspended because we could not come to terms with anybody actually managing except the previous person that was already managing. So we did get inquiry. Sorry.
Any other discussion in the third round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Through you to the speakers. On the Department 171, the mayor's office, looking at the wages again, understanding we're adding 2 line items, the 101 dash 171 dot 000 dash 670 dot 100, and then the next line item down, which is wages. Those 2 line items for 24-25 come to about 464,000. I'm going to ask sort of the same question that I asked previously. What is happening in 25,
I think we need to add more line items for this particular, we consolidated more, account. We need to add more account numbers to that because we added more than just 2 for that one.
So what are the line items we need to add? The 55,000 and the 7,000 and the 20, the 55,000?
The 22,000, 68,000,
68,000,
30,000.
and the 30,000. Okay. So my question is, even still, what's happening in 25, 26 that requires increase, where in 26, 27, people are losing pay or losing jobs? Why are we going up, then we're coming back down the following year?
I don't think people pay that much attention to the 27 numbers. I don't think the 27 numbers are accurate.
I'll tell you what, how informal you do this, requesting a meeting or what have you. I'd like to amend that 837 down to the 5, I'll come back, I'll come, so that I have the numbers right. Tell me again, Mr. Moore, which numbers are you adding together totally for?
The wages, the salary claims, wages and salaries, the overtime, the wages, part-time employees. Are all.
So it's 5 line items?
Right.
Okay, I'll come back. Thank you.
Which request?
That's correct. Yeah.
I was telling her that the line items were from 702.010 all the way down to 705.000.
That's right.
171.000-702.010, all the way down to 171.000-705.000. And again, that was the mayor's office.
Same one, same one.
Everybody get that? So it's that first one and then everything down to that last one.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking for something. No, you're not. You're fine. Go ahead.
Mr. Moore, specifically, the Department of Administration, which is for administration, professional services, 173.0-801.
Good.
For $848,000. You're saying that that's for Ernst and Young. However, why haven't we spent that much money in Ernst and Young in the previous 2 years?
That's money that's up on contract.
So how much do you think that we owe Ernst and Young? I understand that that's a contract amount, but the activity of this year's credit, we spent $60,000 the year before. So is that a number that we can look for savings?
Potentially, let me look at that and see what it's possible.
Can you look at that number and see what we can turn that number down to?
Yes. What do I go for?
I'm sorry?
Do a chance to write a note for them.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
So back to what Mr. Jerry was talking about. Now I'm going to talk about the wages for customer service treasury.
Slow down, Dennis.
Wages. The current year, Mr. Mayor, are you on the line?
Yes.
So the current year, we've only spent $624,000. Why do we need to allocate almost 1.2?
I assume there were some vacancies for that.
So
We have a fair bit of turnover.
but if you have vacancies, the original budget for this year was only $863,000. So if you have vacancies, I get that, that's the $200,000 savings, but if we can't fill those seats, why do we need to bump the, wages from 846 to almost 192? If we can't fill the vacancies for 846,000, why do we need to escalate the budget to 1.2?
I'll have to talk to my auditor about that.
Okay, can you break that down for us? Mr. Moore, where is the,
Money.
where is the flyover road funded at?
The staff would come out of these numbers.
What about the, rent and utilities, where's that, what account is that being paid?
He don't know.
He needed to fight.
What is the meeting?
They went on.
couldn't wait it out.
It ought to be fired, though.
Mr. Pfeiffer, I think there's a confusion over this.
He ain't talking to you.
Accident year-to-date.
Point of
It looks
order,
like
point of
this
information.
accident year-to-date is
They
through
suspended the rule.
April based on our report that we received.
Well, I get that.
Okay.
I'm not concerned about that. I mean, I'm concerned about it. But my question is, why did you go from 846 to 1.2? If you say vacancies is the reason why we don't have, anyway, how do you go from 846 to 1.2?
It might be better if I'm not gonna find it a little fast, but I can get that to you tomorrow. I know that, that's easy with it.
Can he go downstairs? He can't go downstairs. He can't look that up on his laptop. I mean, the CFO shared all the time.
Excuse me.
Any other discussion in the third round? Okay, any discussion in the fourth round?
I ain't got nobody gotta say nothing. It's done.
Mr. Moore, where is it reflected in the budget that we're paying for the main center?
The salaries coming out.
I want the salaries, the programming, the materials, the water, everything. Because that's now the cost. I would like to know what is the cost that is for us to run that center. That was salaries, programming, facilities, that we didn't have before.
The salaries are coming out of fire budget, off the center.
How much are the salaries?
Pardon?
How much are the salaries?
I don't know.
Okay,
Thank you.
could you please get us that information now? And then also the programming, because we have not had since to fund the senior center.
I don't know, I'll get
They were all funded through villages and other funds. So now we're having to fund the salaries, programming, and that's everything, their expenditures. So where is that coming from? And how much are, where is this reflected at in the budget?
The facility is coming out of the Parks and Recreation program.
I'm asking the audience to once again, please be quiet so that we can hear. Thank you. Go ahead.
Could you please repeat that again? I don't hear.
Okay, the salaries are coming out of our, the facility itself is coming out of Parks and Recreation.
Want something before we leave?
Program services,
Oh, yeah, because you don't be sure.
Okay, so the program is coming out a couple of accounts.
Yes.
And so why don't you take out a couple of accounts?
I want to find out where there's church is.
Is it something they're trying to balance it?
I'm thinking trying to fit within the budget.
Trying to make it fit within the budget,
Because
where you get
that
the
was
money
saying,
from.
or not saying, woodwork or wood.
Is that right?
I got married in that church.
My other
Yeah, I got
question
Catholic.
is,
That was,
if we ever get, because in this Arcadis report, we are required to have $6 million in water mains done a year.
but that's
Do
where.
we have that on the budget?
We do have capital plan, I don't know
But I didn't want that guy.
the dollar amount.
Just for a minute.
That is something.
Can you get that to us?
Well, I'm going home.
No, she's talking about the hemp percent.
If I can get that far, I'll look on that, sure.
These projects are.
I'm doing, I'm loving and touching, but hey, we can go there.
I don't think I've got the spreadsheet the updated spreadsheet was not done. Mr. Edwards, I think he had it prepared.
I'm not sure if it's in it or not, but I will check.
Yeah.
See you peoples later.
I'll be on.
Okay.
So that we will know where it's at. With that, I would appreciate it. And then also, Mr. Edwards, because we're spending on this opioid plan, we were supposed to get that to. So how we're allocating, how we're spending, everything keeps seeming to come from that 30%. And where is the opioid plan?
There is a budget for the overtime job. I don't think there's a plan that.
Well, your budget here is, I guess, is he here?
Chief Wiggins is up here.
Chief Wiggins. Yeah, Chief Wiggins.
Chief Wiggins, can you join us at what? Ariel.
So Chief Wiggins, how the opioid plan, I know everybody after that you're getting a lot of those. How the opioid plan, or is it?
Can you repeat your question?
Do we have an opioid plan?
Do we?
You.
Our opioid plan is the Flint ambulance. Every time someone gets sick with opiate, I'm there at their doorsteps. That's my plan. And then I take them to the hospital, I give them Narcan. We call for the paramedics if they can't make it. We take them to the hospital. We have 2 ambulances that we run 24 hours, 7 days a week. Whenever we get an opioid situation, we send it. That's our plan.
Do you have a written, sir?
I had a verbal, and I will have it written, just what I said. We go out to there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And thank you for that, but do we have anything that includes intervention, prevention, care? Do we have that? I've been asking.
Intervention is not my job. My job is to respond when the 911 operator calls me. I respond immediately within 5 to 7 minutes.
I'm not arguing with you. I understand what your part is respond. But in the opioid plan, it's not just your social services. There's other areas. So when I asked before, we have opioid money coming here and everything keeps getting siphoned off. We need an opioid plan.
I go to the mayor.
I go to the
I'm sorry. Who's asking me
Okay,
this question?
okay, I need, no
Asking the
problem.
audience?
I need you all to stop yelling out. No problem. Stop yelling out.
And my time is up, so I have to wait.
Go ahead and answer that question.
What was that question?
The opioid plan, is it something that we're working on? We should have one by now. We're receiving that money. And that is a thorough plan. How do we deal with the opioid crisis? As those dollars are coming into our, not just your portion. When you're saying I get overdosed and we have people go out. But what is our intervention, our prevention, and everything else that goes into one?
My fire department is a reactionary.
Right.
When the bell rings, we respond. As far as a plan of action, my people have to be out on the station within 2 minutes. And they get to the scene within 7 minutes to administer Narcan, to give them oxygen, and to ship them to the hospital as fast as possible. That's the only plan I got.
I got it.
Save lives.
Sorry, it should be more, and that's not really, it should be more of a thorough plan, is what I'm, that's what I've been looking at, maybe I need to, we talk about, you know, an opioid plan, you're dealing with the issues that cause it, and maybe it needs to be working with the navigators, or with Shelley Parks, Green Park. I get yours, there's other parts too that which have an entire plan. So that you don't have to have somebody, you got to go option in our gate.
I give my request to the mayor, and he gives me an ambulance. He's purchased 3 ambulances at $250,000 per ambulance with opioid funds. We also got strikers. Those are pumpers that if that person's not breathing, it pumps them immediately. That's what our plan is. Our plan is to save lives.
And I get it, but I don't think you're getting me. And so when I'm saying, when we talk about drug abuse, intervention and prevention has a lot more entail.
That's not in my
Exactly,
purview.
right.
All right, so thank you, that is time, because I think y'all are going back and forth with the same points. Is there anyone else who would like to take time? So far, this is round 4. Only person that has spoken in this round is Councilwoman Burns. Is there anyone else?
Go ahead.
Through you to Mr. Moore. What is the number for the information technology department?
That would be the internal service fund, that was not actually, the city council doesn't actually approve their budget, because that's included in the, if included that, that would be a double counting there. There's some very good reasons why that's not included, but, I can get you their, budget that we have internally for that.
Yes, I would like that, because I'm trying to find it. So, is it under?
It's an internal service fund, it'd be in the 600, I think it's 631, I don't remember. I don't think they have it there.
So it's not.
No, it's not one of the funds, it's not one of the funds that the city council approved, because in the budget that we have for all the other funds, they include the cost of that fund, internal service funds. It'd have to be double counting if we had that.
So where is it on here, you said under? Can you give me that information?
Yes, yeah, that's easy to do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in the fourth round of discussion? Anybody else? Councilman in the ninth ward.
Mr. Moore, I'm looking at also the attorney's department. Line item 101-266 .000-702.101. And this is another of those line items where in 25-26, there's an increase. And then in 26-27, there's a decrease. Again, what is happening in 25-26 that is requiring an increase where we believe it won't be necessary to fund at the same level in 26-27.
Could you repeat that account number again?
101-266-000-702.010. That's wages.
Yes.
And for the salary employees, it was .020. And then along a similar theme, when I look at the health insurance premiums, and that Department 101-266.000-718.010, I'm seeing a drop in the 25-26 budget of almost 25,000, and an increase back in 26-27 of 25,000. That would be you can
I have to look at, there could be some valid reasons for that, maybe people that opt out of the healthcare.
Request for information,
Which request?
to the speaker, you are back.
I speak.
Yeah, when we're looking at the drop, we're in the attorney department, correct? And you're talking about the drop in 2025. Is it possible because in 2025 right now, we currently don't have the staff that will, use those wages, but then in 2026, they're projecting that there will be more attorneys to use those wages? I mean, for insurance. Is that why there's the drop there? Because 2025 there is based off the current staff, and 2026 is based off the projected staff if new attorneys are hired?
I can understand where that can be a theory. That's what I'm trying to confirm also.
Okay.
As well, so when you know, when
Mr. Chair, that was what was discussed during budget hearings, that's why that went on.
okay, so was there then, what then caused the activity jump in 24-25 year to date that shows 37,102 to the original budget at 109,153?
I've had to look into the mixture of employees for that, because if employees choose not to take the health insurance, we compensate for that, the health, we don't pay for the health care cost, I have to look at which employees it was, but that's the whole type of cost.
I'm listening, but I'm not hearing it clearly.
We may have employees that opt out of taking our health care plans. And if they do that, we compensate for that, but we don't buy the health insurance for them because they've opted out. And that looks to me like the most likely reason for that.
Okay, thank you.
I'm out too. I'm finna go home too. I'm tired.
Mr. Shadow, could you update me as to what round we're in and?
We're in round 4, 6th ward, 5th ward, and 9th ward have all spoken. 659.
659. Okay, is there any other discussion?
Madam,
Go ahead, Chair.
so I feel like we are trying to progress here. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm just wondering, because I know last week we put a motion on the floor to do all things necessary to make sure that we get this budget passed. And I know that, and Mr. Edwards, Ms. Priestley,
Mr. Evans?
and Mr. Edwards, can you correct me if I'm wrong, but we're at a crunch time as far as the layoff notices, they have to go out Monday on the 14th?
The 16th.
Is that the 16th?
Yeah, they actually have to be in the physical hands of people on the 16th.
So they have to be in the physical hands of people on the 16th. And we did make a motion to do all things necessary, so, if it's possible that we can get these answers by Friday, and we come back and have a meeting Friday, so that we can, try and get this taken care of so that people are not giving layoff notices?
Scare tactics.
And that's kind of a question for my colleagues, if we can get some people here Friday so that we can do this so that on the 16th they're not.
This is crazy.
I have plans.
The budget?
So that's two no's.
She got for the budget.
Got them saying, talking about
Fire.
people not showing up. Didn't she just get through saying they didn't show up?
Well, everybody else should come, we should be okay.
Fact. You don't owe them no explanation.
Yeah, we did get them,
Is it Mr. Moore? Mr. Moore, is it possible, because there are quite a few questions that were asked tonight that we need answers for tonight. Is it possible to get those answers tonight?
Tonight?
Correct.
I doubt it, because some of that I would have that for staff for.
I didn't hear what you said.
I have, some of the questions I'll have to ask my staff, to research, and they're not here. I can probably get them tomorrow, but I don't think I can get them tonight.
Right, and everyone has already said that they can't come on Friday. We have Monday now, we have crunch time with there, it has to be letters in hand.
They always, it's customary to let us go out automatically.
They're
So
gonna
they should
recess
already-
Through the chair, I will offer a couple of suggestions for you all to consider.
You pause mine?
Yes, go ahead, Officer.
Can you put my time back up? Is it input?
Go ahead.
There are some in-depth questions that are before finance, to be able to come back with. They're not gonna be able to be brought back this evening. That just, he doesn't have his staff here. And I would recommend that you either put forth amendments, cuts to various departments, however you want to do that. There's also the option of the cuts that was recommended, and that would entail like a $2.5 million cut, and then you could take an additional $1.2 or $5 million out of your fund balance to balance the budget.
And he ain't paying
Or
attention.
thirdly, you can adopt the 25-26 budget for 26, for fiscal year 26. So I think that if you all go through all the items that you're going through tonight with the questions that you need answered, we're not going to get past a budget, and it doesn't appear that anyone can meet on Friday, which forces administration to send out the layoff notices on Monday for the first set. Then there's a second set that has to go out on the 24th. So those are some of the options that you guys have so that you can decide something.
So, Madam Attorney, if I hear you correctly, it sounds like option 3 is our best option of looking at these suggested cuts and then going from there. I was saying, just to the body in general, if we want to take a look at the suggested cuts, one thing I will say is, I'm not putting anything into the clerk's office, so we would probably have to look at, finding money, and what she said, getting it from, where she said,
From the fund balance, so
the amount you said, yes, from the fund balance?
it'll be approximately 1.5, I believe. We were able to make the cuts of 2.5, which included the vacant positions, it included the capital outlay, it included the $700,000 from the district court. Now, keep in mind, you can make amendments in the year, especially because there's additional revenue that's going to be coming in based on the document that Mr. Moore presented earlier during the special order. So you will right size
because there's additional revenue that is here. So even if we move the 1 point, you said 5, right, 1.5?
Approximately.
If we move the approximately 1.5 million, and we did not cut from the administrator's office or the clerk, and I think Councilwoman Burns had a good point earlier of, it doesn't look good for us to start a facility that's gonna bring us in revenue, one. And then two, again, if they have to go train somewhere else, there's bodies that are not here at the rate. So, and we don't cut from those three things, and we do that 1.5 million and other cuts. Where would that get us? Was that a question for Mr. Morris? It says got the,
If we're looking to keep the 500,000 for police and the 400,000 for fire, then you would increase the amount that you take out of fund balance. So instead of 1.5 or 1.8, you would add that additional 900,000. So you would be pretty much even. 2.5 cuts, 1.8 in cuts, and then 2.5 from fund balance. So you would be switching those things around. And we can do the math so that you'll have more accurate numbers, but that's what you would do. You would take an additional amount out of your fund balance because you want to keep the 900,000 for those capital improvements.
so, okay, I wanna look at the city administrator's budget and then also the city clerk's budget too, and then okay. Is there any way, I don't know, this is not, it's a working session, it's not a working session. So I don't know how we use up all of our rounds. But I kind of do free form talking. Yeah. Is it impossible for us, as long as the dialogue stays respectful, to just kind of free form talk this out real quick? I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. I'm never going to say it about it. I'm never going to say it about it. Yeah, she's talking. I'll ask her how to do that. Does anybody have their paper, of what the suggested cuts were? Can I'm gonna take a look at that real quick.
It's on my computer.
Oh, I guess I do have the laptop. Cause I just need those numbers real quick.
I don't have to turn it off in my hand.
Okay.
5-minute recess without objection.
My job is to
Yeah.
check out what's going on.
Yeah.
Trying to get their line together.
Yeah.
They're trying to get their line together.
Yeah, I'll be
If
on.
you say something, I'm gonna pop him.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can't. That's
He on
my.
Winterside all the time.
That's my brother right
He
there.
be on Winterside. So
Hey,
he be
sometimes
taking up for you. Come out. She's late again.
she gonna be late tomorrow, and I'm gonna be early. I love y'all too. I see y'all in the morning. Y'all be safe too. Anif, I'm giving about 10 more minutes, Queen, and I'm going home. I'm giving them 10 and I'm out. Yeah, I done gave all I can give. For sure. For sure. No, seriously. Yeah.
Just gonna let me have it on the band now. Don't get jealous. Try to beat me up when I get home. Darling, you think you can do.
For sure. I know this guy. I get it.
Hear somebody. See, they ain't even got their
That's why I be going in on these hoes up here. They can't look me out there. Who's on my phone with your phone? That's why I don't hate nobody here. He got HIV and he been the youngest person he ever think is 15 years old, but this is him with me. Like other people is up here in second ward and 15-year-olds and AIDS and this cutie boo. And then this is where her son was being in court for some shit against this pedophile ass HIV homosexual. I don't even know what the fuck it is. John Paul. We on this process.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Hall.
This is your brain on drugs.
I don't know why he lying to y'all like that.
News Media Group, and I just want to let y'all know that we're about to go because I don't think anything's going to get passed tonight. I think Leon's about to go, so we want to go on that go. So stay tuned to the bump tomorrow. I'm gonna be on time tomorrow.
Leon gone.
Oh, okay. We gotta go.
Leon left.
They don't have no votes. So 9 a.m. tomorrow, we got y'all.
You'll see them on the phone, quiet on the phone. Candace is on the phone.
Oh, you talking about bad body built?
Yeah.
She's on the phone
Yeah.
with her gauchos and her booty sink down to her back of her kneecaps.
Yes,
Girl, it's the fact that it looked like she got on an old folks diaper with her booty smashed in for me.
I don't think so.
How you doing, B?
I'm doing great, but I'm trying not to cuss around your camera because I want you to make your point.
I do too.
But listen.
You messing it up.
No, I'm not. I ain't saying
I
one
know,
cuss word.
I
I be
know.
watching myself.
I get
See,
it.
ain't I good? I'm learning.
You excellent. You excellent. You excellent. You excellent.
Botch, built. Marshmallow, Michelin man looking good here, blimp.
I was finna cut us off.
All right, family.
That would be Candy.
8, 10.
The clown.
Use medium group.
She got on some gauchos, y'all. She got on a onesie gaucho. I can't make this shit up, okay? If y'all would have saw, I can't make this stuff up. If y'all would have saw her from behind, you would have saw what I saw, and the way her booty was sagging from the back, almost to the back of her kneecaps. It was just insane work. And I ain't the best built person, you know, because I paid for my booty, okay? I ain't gonna lie, I paid for this. I worked hard to pay for this booty.
And at
okay?
that moment, this is where we end the show at.
Oh.
We see y'all in the morning, family. We see you in the morning.
I was finna go in on Candy.